Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to a new episode here at Glen Bay Official. I know it's been a while, but I was actually on a private hiatus to spend time with my family because I've missed them so much. But now I'm back, baby, and it's time for you to get back on your personal style journey. For today, we are talking about the one and only topic that can get a little bit awkward, and we're talking about personal grooming. What is it and why it's important? Stay tuned. Alright, let's start with the good old googly goo. What does Google say about personal grooming and what does it mean? I'm quickly going to have a read. So personal grooming, according to Google, means being presentable to others, paying attention to body hygiene, personal cleanliness, groomed nails, hair, and absence of body odor. On top of that, dressing well. So I know this may seem a little bit daunting. How do you do all these things at the same time? Now, it's sensitive because maybe some people think that they are being personally groomed. Sometimes they think there's nothing wrong with me, and it's awkward to bring it up, especially with a topic such as body odor. So we're going to get into it. Here are some tips that you can apply just to doubly check. Are you personally grooming? Let's find out. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about with personal grooming is nails. Now, nails are important. Why? Because if you read my article on itsgivingglam.com, I talk about how most people gesticulate with their hands. As you can see, that's what I'm doing. And automatically, a person's eyes will go to your hands. And here comes the very superficial part that we cannot ignore. When you're talking about your hands and you have dirt underneath, your nails are overgrown, it just looks messy and untidy. Subconsciously, people think that's how you treat everything else in your life, including your job and maybe your personal relationships. And you definitely don't want to be labeled as somebody like that. So what are the tips you can apply to look after your nails on a low budget? And we'll just be moving low, medium to high end. So on a low budget, I have two things I really like to keep around the house. First things first, a nail filer and a miniature manicure set. Let me show you. So this is the nail filer I like to use, and obviously don't overfile your nails, but it's good to just control the length as well and to even out rough edges so you don't scratch yourself and other people. The second thing I like to use is this miniature manicure set. I'm going to show you what it looks like inside, and here we are. So you have all these little tools you can use, nail clippers, you have some for your toes, for your nails, and here you just have some things for your cuticles. Now, I think this is quite handy because you can do this at home just to keep them clean, filed, and presentable. But if you want to do something a little bit more high-end, you're more than welcome to go to a nail salon, and there they'll be able to sort of pimp your nails for you, add a bit of color, choose your length. Just make sure whatever length you choose is something that you'd be able to, I don't know, use around for the whole day, like buttoning your shirts. I used to be a bit crazy with my nail length. I've learned the hard way. I do not want to spend 15 minutes trying to button up my shirt. But that's something you can do. Nails are very, very important. Let's move on to the second part of personal grooming. The next part is oral hygiene. Now, some people have bad breath and they don't know they have bad breath. You can doubly check by asking your doctor, or, I don't know, ask somebody if your breath smells bad. That could be pretty awkward. But just in case you don't know, and this is the situation, there is actually a medical term for people that have bad breath. I did more research on my article, so make sure to read that. It can be caused by eating garlic, fish, spicy food, or even just a hormonal imbalance. So just make sure that this is not you, and if it is you, you definitely can get help. There's different ways. For example, you can up your oral hygiene routine, or you can see a doctor and they can prescribe certain things you should include in your diet. I think a natural remedy for bad breath is cilantro, the herb. Apparently that cleans the mouth naturally, so that's one thing you can do. And also hydrating with cucumber water has been proven to reduce the probability of bad breath. Now, it could be awkward when you're having a conversation with someone or you've met them for the first time and the stench just hits you. So if you've had a quite spicy lunch or a fishy lunch, make sure to pack in some breath mints or some sugar-free menthol gum. Now, let's get back to your oral hygiene. Which items should you include during this part? These are my favorites. The first one is this little toothbrush. It's actually supposed to go into like the nooks and crannies of your teeth, especially the back ones. And as you can see, it's cute and tiny and can really get into those spaces where food gets trapped. So I definitely like to use this twice a day, in the morning and in the evening when I brush my teeth. And I got this, what is it called? TP, I don't know what, this is in German, but yeah, you can get something like this. The second thing I like to use, I call them gum pokers, because that's what it does. It's like toothpicks made out of rubber, just to get into your gums and take out little pieces of food that you really can't reach with your toothbrush. This is a brand that I like to use. Voila! So here you have it. You can use these after brushing, and I think I have it in the size medium. Obviously you can have it larger, you can have it smaller. And what it does, if I can just show you the bag. So here you can see they show you how to use it. And you just go in between your teeth, and so that food does not gather bacteria, and bacteria can cause a very uncomfortable and smelly odor from your teeth. So oral hygiene is topmost important. You can even carry a little small mouthwash just to freshen up during the day after lunch if you know you're going to be around people or you're going to have a speaking engagement. Let's talk about the third and last topic of personal grooming. Last but not least, we have body odor. Now, this is a very important part of personal grooming because sometimes it can be caused by a hormone imbalancement when your body secretes too much or too less of a specific hormone. For example, here in your sweat glands, you could be really sweaty and that gathers bacteria, and that could make you have a certain smell. Also, having a lot of oils in your diet can cause body odor. Or sometimes it's just been a sweaty day and you need to refresh. These are just some of the things I like to use. And yes, I use men's deodorant because I feel female deodorant is like, I don't know, it smells nice and fluffy, but it just doesn't do the job for me. Read a little bit more in my article why I kind of have like an OCD about smelling good. But anyway, story for another day. These are the two deodorants that I like to use. Some people do not like to use deodorants because of the carbon footprint. That's up to you. You can actually Google and find some natural deodorants if you want to go that way, or maybe you are allergic, but definitely try to see a doctor or a dermatologist that can tell you the best option. All right, here we go. So I use the Dove Men Care Deo. It smells so good. It doesn't smell too masculine, and it really keeps me dry and doesn't leave like these rings on my clothes in the summer. Or you can use this super XXL jumbo size. You know, X has been around since forever. So these are trusted ones that I know definitely work. And also, just to add a personal touch like cologne or perfume, I really love perfume. I love collecting them, and that's just up to you. But some people don't like to use perfume. You can use some scented oils as well, or body creams that are scented. Just make sure that they don't dry your skin. So these are some of the perfumes that I like to use. Let me know if you use them too. So your scents are definitely a personal choice, but I would recommend, whether you use perfume or cologne, just make sure it's not overpowering. The one thing I always struggle with is like my sinuses. I get these allergies, you know, sneezing, the waterworks, the whole thing. And sometimes I can be triggered by people wearing too much perfume or too much cologne. Please, don't choke us. Just put it in the right spots. I will definitely make a video about where to put your perfume, how to store it, and which scents are really good. So this is the one that I've been using now. So I have two different types. Since perfumes are expensive and it is a luxury, I know, budget, but I like to have my like special perfumes that I wear for special evenings or special occasions, and then I have my day-to-day. So this is my day-to-day perfume. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was originally called Chloe. My mother used to use this when I was younger, and when she would travel for business trips and I missed her so much, I would just smell her clothes, and I don't know, it just felt like she was close to me. And this really reminds me of her. So now it's called Zoe, and I believe it's only made in South Africa. So I had to fly home and buy this perfume. I'm gonna buy 2 more bottles because I just love it. So this is my day-to-day perfume. It's spicy, just the way I like it, but some of you might want something a little bit more subtle. So now, since I told you this is spicy, I don't put too much because it can be quite overpowering already with the creams and cocoa butter stuff that I use. I just want to have like a nice scent on my clothes and a nice scent when I like hug people or I'm in other people's personal space. And this is my more fancier one. Here is one of my favorites that I recently discovered, and this is Chloe Nomad. I really like this little, I don't know, little string. It's like made out of suede and it smells so good. It has hints of jasmine and musk, so this is not too spicy. It's kind of subtle, but it just smells so good and so feminine. So this is probably my, let's say, higher class perfume. So I don't wear this one every day, but I definitely do wear it on special occasions. So if you're looking for a perfume or a cologne, how can you know what works best for you? Now, I know a lot of places like Discam or perfumeries or DM, if you're here in Germany, you can ask for assistance. There are people who work there and you can ask them, you know, you're not really sure what your favorite scent is. Or you can always do a smell test with these little testers, put it on your wrist, put it on your neck, try it out for the day, see how long does it last. So I prefer to go for Eau de Parfum because it smells stronger than Eau de Toilette. Eau de Toilette just completely evaporates on me. So that's up to you. Obviously, you know how your body works and how much sweat you secrete, so it's very subjective. But I do recommend finding at least one good perfume or one good cologne that you can, you know, spritz a little bit in the mornings and it kind of stays on your clothes so you always smell so good. Thank you so much for watching this video. These are just little tidbits, little tips to help with personal grooming. Now, before I end off, I don't know, I saw a video on Instagram. There's a debate. How often should you shower in a day? I personally believe if you're waking up in the morning, you're walking down the stairs, or you're going to work, or you're just moving in general, you're doing stuff, you should at least shower once a day, at least. In the summer after gym, you should probably shower again. That's just my personal opinion because your skin gathers bacteria. Now here comes the debate question is, oh, when you shower, your skin gets dry. That's why we have body creams and coconut oil. I know it sounds like admin, but cream your skin. Cream your skin. That's all. And most importantly with personal grooming is make sure that your skin is actually hydrated. Nobody wants to see ashy elbows and ashy knees. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Back to the final point. The debate is please shower once a day. I highly recommend it because we're people, we go up and down, our skin sheds, we sweat, especially now in the warmer season. Thank you again for watching this video. I'm so happy to be back. Stay tuned. I'll be bringing you more content from me to you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, do all the things. I love to hear from you and comment. What other topic you'd like for me to talk about? Mwah! Bye.